nice to be financially stable. It's a whole different world.
Get flexible online training for in demand jobs and achieve what matters to you. It starts with a Google Career Certificate.
All right, test, test, test. Microphone check, test, test. All right. Think we're working okay right now. Let's take a look and see what we got going. Ooh, way back. All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. All right. Nathan, what's happening? Ely, what's going on? Hey, what's happening, Renee? Renee, I got your message. I got something for you. I'm gonna send that back to you today. All right. See what we got going on out here. Yeah, it's a shakeout move before a move possibly. It looks like we may even look for a double bottom on AMC as far as that's concerned. They're looking to push it down one more time in the spring test region, in my opinion here. So if we don't hold for 350, expecting to come in, for it to come down for a double bottom potential somewhere around the 320, 330 to 320 mark. So we have a 921 cross on the downside, to the downside on the 1 hour on AMC. Odd thing is that Ape is also pushing down when it was well above level of 222 in order to start pushing towards squeeze zone. It did get a move in pre-market to about 240, but it is still in an ascending triangle formation here. But it is below under some major EMAs, so they're going to probably try to shake this out one more time before the reverse split. Before the reverse split set up here and the conversion happens. One more effort here to try to shake out some weak hands. Now, like I mentioned before, there's no indication or nothing that says that they have to cover at any point in time. They will hold this thing as long as they potentially can, as long as they possibly can. So don't expect any fireworks that are beyond the level besides what's in the schematic. The schematic could technically take a little bit longer than we would like it to. That's one of the main drawbacks with Wyckoff methodology. So you can forecast the moves. The timing is what's always different. Obviously, there are a lot of different factors that play into stock movement, and a lot of them are being used, especially with a stock like AMC. So, be mindful of that, because of the fact that there are people in positions of power and influence and money and all of that can be used in order to make things happen that are beyond time and space. And that's what we're seeing in real time here. So, all we can do is play the charts for what they are, and the point for them is to in my opinion, is to exhaust retail out the game. And that's just part of it. So we're kind of along for the ride, as long as we're willing to stay in the ride. Just to check though, real quick, I know I got some background music playing here, because 9 times out of 10 when I put music on, YouTube likes to shut me down because they think I'm playing copyrighted music. So let me know if the music is too loud or overpowering my voice. Just throw something in the chat for me. Let me know if you're able to hear me clearly. But you wonder sometime where the downside halts are. I mean, that was an aggressive downside press, almost 13% within the first few minutes of the day. That was very aggressive. But time is limited right now for them, so they're going to do what they can. All right, let me take a look and see what kind of plays we can actually run into real quick, see if there's any opportunities out here. It's over. SPY's looking like it's getting rejected pretty hard. Apple had a nice run up, so was Tesla. Tesla's having a nice run up, but I think they're starting to sell off. Bringing the markets down slightly here. Tesla losing its buy support on the 5-minute. Looks like it's going to head down somewhere towards 370, low 373s. Let's take a look at that's Apple. Tesla rejected right at the order block here at the top, roughly about 230. Is breaking the 9 EMA on that run up, so I'm expecting it to come back down to 224. In my opinion, this may be a good opportunity to go short on Tesla just till it hits 224. A quick scalp move. That is in zone of reversal, or PRZ, or price reversal zone, looking to come back down short term on the 5-minute if it continues to fail and gets a closing candle underneath the 9 EMA, which is that minute candle, or that 5-minute candle will close in about 1 minute. So I would wait for confirmation before jumping in. underneath the 9-minute EMA on the 5-minute. And it looks like we got confirmation underneath there. It's coming in about 30 seconds. Wait for that closing candle. You can see volume on the Tesla chart starting to get above the signal line, and it's starting to steadily ramp up as increased selling pressure. 20 seconds more. If this continues to break underneath the 9 EMA, next target would be definitely the 21, which is sitting somewhere around 25, and then we're looking at $24 as being the area to get in real quick for a quick short or quick puts. Apple, very similar situation. Apple, if it can't hold here at 173.88, I'd be looking for a push down further to low 173s. So we gotta wait for a closing candle, as always, underneath that time frame. This is a new candle, so we'll see. Let's take a look around. How's the QQQ looking? QQQ is trying to recover. Did have a false breakout. SPY 921 cross to the downside. Broke the smooth moving average. It looks like it wants to head back to 135, low 136s. Let's see how the longer time frame looks. Got some buyers waiting down here at 135.93, so very small amount of buyers. It looks like it could potentially even go lower. It looks like it was rejected at our target 1, which is 138.50. You have a tweezer top set up here on that level. Broke down, and yeah, I'd expect this thing with a 921 cross. I would expect to play puts on this thing, probably down to some 135 puts easy for the week. This is on the 15-minute chart. It's going to come, most likely, in my opinion, it's going to come down to about 135.50. And then from there, decide on what he wants to do. Can it come lower? Absolutely. It could probably come down to somewhere around 134 and change. But there's a lot of buyers down here in the 15-minute chart waiting. There is an uptrend that looks like it wants to be retested. So my best bet would be somewhere around that 135 mark. And if it goes a little further, you know, we have to see a clean break underneath 136.60 first before we can, you know, jump into a play like that. But for right now, it's hanging around that 136.60 mark. But if it breaks below it, yeah, 135 puts it be solid. Breaks below it and closes underneath it. Right now, it's trying to bounce. So make sure you're paying attention to your MACDs and your RSIs. Watch the cross-ups. Yeah, it's trying to get a bounce. I'd be looking for a potential rejection, and then most likely continuing to push down. But I would wait before getting into anything like this just yet. You need confirmation on all of this stuff. Yeah, Dave, it's Ape is yeah. They're just gonna pin this thing down and push it as low as they can before potentially trying to push it back up. Sorry, I got my dog out here. I had this guy's bark collar on. AMC down a flat 10% already, 9.99 for the day. Started off just bouncing back roughly from the depths of about 13%. SPY trying to make a decision on what he wants to do. Tesla, it's getting a little bit of a bounce on Tesla, but it's trying to fight back above the 9 EMA, which I don't believe it's going to get. I'm looking for cross downs to actually occur, waiting for the MACD to fully cross down. It's a nice attempt up early in the morning, but it is still holding below the 9 EMA, which is short territory. So David, as far as where they meet, I I'm still expecting Ape to run. There's really not an explainable reason why Ape hasn't broken out yet. Ape should have broken out at this point by now. They're holding it. I'm expecting to see. I've expected to see Ape hit 330 by now. The fact that it's not up there, or at least back past this 222 mark, which we keep revisiting, and we have been unable to break it for several days on end. We had 6 tests of it, and now we're coming back to retest it. If 222 breaks and holds underneath the break, that's going to be bad. It is holding the uptrend, which is a good sign. However, this is a lot. This is very much delayed in different ways that are just out of this world. I mean, these guys are good at what they do. Like, there's nothing I can say about it. But they are using the options chain, which is one of their key instruments. Second of all, they are delaying volume and buying volume from coming in. Another one of their key instruments to use it in order to contain and hold the stock in place. And right now, they're just making easy money off people on AMC. That's just basically what it is. So that's why we try to make sure we're always protecting ourselves and watching that particular position. If you're buying more, I still believe that we're in the right area to be buying more and don't go long. There is a possibility that they're going to try and sweep it lower, but it'll be short-lived. It'd be more like another spring area. This is a spring test we're looking like we're going to, if you're looking from a Wyckoff lens. But for the most part, they want to try to shake people out. That's part of the game. I mean, we already know it's manipulated. It's just how far are they willing to go. And it doesn't look like they want to stop anytime soon. So we just got to be able to stomach it. Yeah, they got 8 pinned. They got everything pinned. There's a real quick look at the AMC plus Ape chart. And how's SPY doing? SPY is still bouncing around that 43.660 mark. Need to see it close underneath it in order for a potential short. Right now it's bouncing. I don't think it's going to have enough strength to bounce back through 437 just yet. We'll see. It's possible. But it's in a you can call it a quote-unquote no man's land at the moment. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, definitely doing the best I can to keep the play-by-play going. I think there's a great shot here. It's just a matter of, we have to understand who we're playing against. This is the AMC plus Ape chart. Let's take a look at AMC plus Ape. I'll remove this. Let's go on a 23 hour for now. It looks like we had a setup here. At the moment, AMC's value is sitting at $5.90. Yeah, there's a SPY dump that's coming in here. So if anybody wanted to hop in, that would have been an opportunity. It closed underneath for 436.60 for puts, but not financial advice. Just be careful with that. But I would play 435 puts if it was in my position. I'm not taking the position at the moment. I'm still kind of managing 3 others that I include in the trading group. But this is one I'm going to throw out there in case you wanted to consider it, but not financial advice. Still trying to hold. It looks like it's bouncing back a little bit. It's a tough spot. Do or die spot for SPY. Oh, it looks like it's trying to bounce. At this point, I'd be waiting for a rejection. I'll be waiting for a rejection somewhere right about the 9 EMA. So that's about 437.32 on the 5-minute chart. So if it does get up there to 437, that, in my opinion, that would be a short, smooth. Illy, as far as being a bear trap, are you talking about on SPY or are you talking about on a different stock, on AMC or a different stock? So let's double check that. Hey, Divine, what's happening? Weekend was good. Weekend was good. What can I say? You know, it's always a little time to unwind. You go hang out with a couple folks, hang out with some friends. Had kids play date. You know, some new friends from her school. So that was always cool. Just getting to know some parents. Yep, that kind of fun stuff. Kids go swimming in the pool and all that kind of good stuff. It's always fun just to meet new people and just getting new relationships going. Our kids play with each other, so why not the parents know each other as well? So appreciate the ask though. Good to see you in the group today. As far as AMC, Illy, it's a possibility. It could be a shakeout like what they call the dip before the rip. I'm not saying it's gonna rip to all-time highs on Monday, but on Friday, but this is definitely, in my opinion, a shakeout move or a spring test. When you get a spring, there's always a spring test. We might have looked at it prematurely. I did get into one here when it bounced off of the 340 level after we talked about the 320 move, which we got the other day. That might have been the first level, which I got in, was able to get it all the way up to 436, and those calls were able to print. Now this is most likely the full retest because now we are still underneath. Let me just get rid of some things here. We are still underneath now. We have been rejected from the underside of the trading range. Well, I'll make this a little bigger to see it. So this is the trading range we're talking about right now. You can see it on my left side of my screen. Yellow and purple lines are the descending broadening wedge. This is the resistance, top support resistance. Top resistance, and the green lines represent the support lines. We are inside of the descending broadening wedge, which is the macro descending broadening wedge since the 72 run up here. From there, we got the move, the descending broadening wedge, yellow line. The top end is where we've been halted multiple times. We broke out of it recently before the 100% move, retested the top of the trading range, which also coincides with this blue uptrend line from these moves from earlier this year. Stopped out, came back, tried to retest it, and we're ready to start to run. If we would have broke through these levels of resistance on the red, this darker red and this lighter red area, that would have been squeezed. However, they waited till the exact moment, the perfect moment, to release the news on Ape, which dumped it down immediately, 28% underneath this trading range. Now, this is considered a spring, which is what we talked about in a couple other videos. However, what we did here is we ran up more recently after the spring, ran up to retest the descending broadening wedge and also the underside of the trading range. Now we're coming back down as a secondary test, or the secondary test of the spring, before we potentially start to move again up higher. Now, this whole thing, because of the fact that we now have a date, in my opinion, it's been squished down, made smaller. The move is made smaller as opposed to what we would have seen back in, let's say, a January pre-squeeze. So they're basically doing the same thing again, but just faster. Now, how long it's going to take, again, is the question. It's always the question, is the when, like when. But in my opinion, that's still the move. And here's the little bit of draw out. Again, still playing out. This move, the double bottom or a spring test, would then push us to the next phase, which would be the sign of strength, basically reversing it to the top. Now, it's a time frame issue. If they don't get this done by the reverse split, well, we might have a little bit more time. And which, again, I'm still looking for this type of a move to take place more into the end of September, going into October. So it's It's a toss-up right now, but we are in the location for it to happen. Again, we're looking to break out of the descending broadening wedge, which is that yellow line, and you can see that we were perfectly rejected at it at the 436 mark when I posted on Twitter. So that's exactly what we're up against right now. But if we double bottom, that'd be a good opportunity for us to jump higher. However, these guys are wizards, and they figure out a way to do a lot of different things. So if I can see it, I know they can see it. So they just put their defenses in place in order to kind of stop the run, if that's what their goal is to stop the run. But we're in the place for it. I mean, everything here is lined up for that move. This move here, which was considered the sign of strength, and retest back up LPS, and then you start to go into the markup phase later on. So it's going to take a little time, but I mean, if people aren't buying in this area, I don't know what they've been looking at all this time. In this range, if you're not buying, not financial advice, but in this range, it could potentially go lower. I could see another possibility of it going lower, another sweep underneath this level, maybe somewhere around the high twos. But you gotta keep your eyes open with this thing, because they're pulling out every dirty trick in the book. But in terms of where we are, this is the schematic I'm watching, and I'm just following basically the rules and laws of Wyckoff, which they know very well. Just if I know it, they know it 10 times better than me, so they know exactly what they're doing. So as far as let me see, Nathan, you say so it looked like Ape gets the rip in AMC rug pull, like you were saying on Friday. Well, I mean, it's starting that way. Ape is more diluted, is more screwed with than AMC is. The only difference is that Ape doesn't have an options chain. So it's more apparent on Ape. I mean, as far as they busted it down, I mean, it's pretty crazy. So Ape has the opportunity, which it's less able to be held or contained without really doing some major nonsense to it. The idea of the options chain is why AMC can get held in place, but Ape, you may not be able to do the same thing because there is no options chain. But they do other volume delays and things like that, which also hold it in place. So big money follows big money. So that's what the option chain is. If they're seeing big money doing one thing, you best believe that the friends and family of big money is going to do the same. So they all roll together. So it's an uphill battle, but it's not an unwinnable battle. Let me make sure the group goes. And how Spy does. Spy actually looking to reverse. Is trying to hold up. Like I said before, I'd be waiting for a rejection of the 9 EMA before entering in. So if anybody's looking to enter in something, that's the goal. I'm actually waiting for that. I may get in there roughly around that if I see a rejection of the 9 EMA. If you look a little closer, just for a quick understanding of what's happening, you see the price is moving upwards on the 5-minute chart. However, the volume is not supporting an upward move. It's getting lower and lower and lower as the price is moving up and up and up. This is a bearish divergence. Meaning that when this gets here, you best believe a lot of people are going to start looking to short this thing. So pay attention to it. Watch it. If you're looking to enter, that's where I would do it. I'd play puts to 435. Safer would be 436, and so on. See here. Hey, what's happening, Prasad? John, what's happening? Welcome to the group. All right, Nathan saying, yeah, excited to see it at 240, right? Yeah, it pushed them right back down. That was that was the move. That's what they did. Yep, there go those SPY puts starting to print here. If anyone got in, I missed the movement right there, but if anyone got in, that's the rejection we're looking for off of the 9 EMA, and volume wasn't coming in, so puts on that you could have played in the money puts, 436s, 435s. You'd probably start getting ready to print here. So I have an order block sitting right down here, low 436s, and you're waiting for a full rejection at 437.10 for the downside push. If it gets rejected there, if it breaks above, then that's a different story, but I don't see it breaking above on the first shot. So just manage your risk on that if you're coming down and taking that type of a trade. Not financial advice, just an opportunity, or just a trade idea. $421 billion. So Prasad, you saying it's a 421 billion market on X. X as in steel, or when you say X, or are you talking about Twitter, or I'm not sure what you're referring to. Can you just let me know? Still not really too thrilled about the name change to X on Twitter. It's really confusing. When you see alerts on my phone, you see X alerts on the top, and you see 3 of them in a row. I think it sends the wrong message to anybody looking at your phone. Yeah, I think they need to bring the word Twitter back, or the name Twitter back. Yeah, a lot of times I thought I missed phone calls. The way it looks like a missed call icon. I'm like, oh boy, it's just Twitter. So 421 billion market cap on Twitter. Okay, I believe it. I mean, it's a possibility. I don't remember what they left off at. When I was trading, it was back in the $40, $43 trading range. That was maybe prior to Elon actually buying it. So it was in that range. So it's definitely possible. Here's the break on SPY. If it breaks that 436.60, like I said before, 435, this would have been an easy money if you took this trade idea. Because right now it's really starting to push down. And here comes a dump. So if you got in, congratulations on that. That's easy money, free money on that one. Wait for the closing confirmation in just a few minutes. Need to see about 7 minutes. Close under 436.60 for the push down. How the blue chips looking? Looks like Tesla's trying to make a recovery. Apple looks like it's going to push down again. I don't see any recovery happening on Apple. It's below. Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, X. I got you. Yeah. I think you had the it might have been. It looks like X Tentacion on the cover name. So that's what's up. I do remember seeing your name definitely a couple times. So. Let's see, how am I doing on KView? KView. DC8 on KView, waiting for that to go down. As far as AMC, yeah, we're looking to get some kind of action going here, but they are, what can I say? They're trying to hold it. Opportunists, they're gonna hold it to the last minute. That sell-off was a nasty sell-off and that's obviously automated. When you see downside pressure like this, stair stepping, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's short action. Nobody's selling. This is borrowed shares. This is not people selling. This is mechanical. This is algorithmic, and it's consistent. So this is done for a purpose. Normal candles of people selling do not look like this. So this is what we're up against, and I haven't seen this type of action in a while. It's been a long time since I've seen these types of downside stair-stepping candles on AMC. So I expect them to try to drop it down again. I don't think it's over. I think they're just trying to bear flag it, and I think it's going to come down one more time. Looks like a potential double bottom at 320. Best case scenario would be another move up, another bounce down roughly around 340, and then from there start to make its move, which would be the spring test phase. Um, 245 share buy at 365. I think should be great for a nice run. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Let me look at the liquidity levels again. It could start. It could start it. I mean, these aren't perfect. However, they do give me at least some kind of indication on where buyers are sitting. Yeah, John, Ape is Ape. These guys this thing should have gone already. They're holding it. It's still bouncing around, but we talked about it last week. 222 is the number. They're just holding it right there. So Divine says, what do you think about the stock MVAX? NVAX. It looks like another short squeeze candidate. I'll take a look at it. Let's see what's up. It's the first time I'm hearing about that one, but you know, there's always another play. But you know, we'll look at the setup there. Apple. It's real quick. SPY is still trying to hold that area. Yeah, after hours is possible, Nathan. You know, again, they want to limit as much FOMO and people buying in and things like that. They're gonna play with it, and you know, retail shuts off the computer maybe at that 4 o'clock, or they don't have. Some people still which is crazy to me, that they still don't have after-hour access to buy and sell and things like that, or they're also playing with either not having any what do you call these things? Stop losses and those type of things. So, you know, it's just risky in either way. But after hours is usually the time when they'll make the biggest moves. You know, just it's crazy that a stock can run 100% after hours, and then do this during the day. You know, it's all set up because they know it's emotional, and they're gonna catch emotions when they can. Yeah, they're holding the R play. They are holding it. Let me make sure the mic is on for the group in case anybody wants to hop on. Yeah, I'd say NVAX is gearing up. Is gearing up for a move. It's gearing up for a move. Shorter term, it's in zone of reversal. I wouldn't say a squeeze just yet until you get past $10. But in terms of NVAX, it could be doing something. Let's look at it from let's get an idea what the setup is here overall. This thing had to move. Let's check out the daily. I wouldn't say a squeeze, I'd say a run. But in fact, as far as NVAX is concerned, it's saying at 74. It looks like it's in the spring test, macro spring test on the daily. So this is coming down, looking like a big double bottom. Potential to start turning around here. Probably get towards about the $10 mark. It's gonna take a little while though. This is not gonna be something that's gonna be quick. But after $10, you can start to look at some opportunity here. But if you get past $10, $11, it can do some numbers. You can probably get up somewhere towards, let's see, I have my smooth moving average here. Yeah, it's not impossible to see $30 on this thing pretty quick. So, off of a double bottom setup like this, $30 would be somewhere around here. So it's not possible if you're holding shares. It's not impossible to get in this range here. $30. It looks like a decent support and resistance on a couple different occasions. Came down, swooped under, respected it here in this area. So you have it tested here several times, respected, bounce, came through under, broke through, jumped up. Broke under, respected, bounced. It's several times that it's bounced off this area, so I can definitely see it going back to at least the 25 area, and that's, you know, that would be roughly a 300% move on your return on investment if you were to buy in this area. I don't know much about the company, but it's not bad. I wouldn't call it a squeeze, but I'd call it a nice move up. Good return on investment. SPY is still kind of hanging around that 436.70 mark, 436.60 mark. It's not giving up yet. It's eventually gonna give up. It's in this pattern here to the downside. It's trying to fight, but it's not breaking the smooth moving average on the 3 minute. Also still underneath the 9 EMA on the 3 minute as well. It's trying, but we'll see how it goes into the end of the day. If it gets some momentum, that'd be nice. But I prefer a bullish market than a bearish one, personally. But you could, that's the thing about stocks, if you know how to play with options, you can make money in both directions anyway. SPY is actually getting a move here. Let's see if it can break the 21 EMA on the 3 minute chart. SPY turning around right now. If it gets above 437.16 would be the spot to be paying attention to on the SPY. So 437.16 would be the area, which is the 9 EMA on the 3 minute chart. And if you start getting some kind of momentum, that would also put you above the 9 EMA on the 5 minute chart. QQQ is starting to get a bounce as well, same concept. So I'm assuming that the blue chips are starting to get some legs under them at this point. Alright, what else we got going on here? Is there any other plays that are coming in hot? Let's see. I got shares of Moderna. And Moderna, I bought Moderna at 198. Which is practically bottom, and I didn't play options on it. I should have actually, because they are looking real good. I should have, at the bottom, I should have just bought 110 calls, $100 calls, and let them ride out. But it's too busy watching a couple other ones. Can't catch them all. But I bought my share average right now is at $98.43. So I'm not mad. Pushing 110 right now. Man, that would have been a nice play to jump into that one this morning. Tend to be a little bit more expensive as far as the contracts go. Not too bad, but it could have been nice. I think they're up right about 100% now from this morning. Yeah, that's out at 8% day. Let's go. Nathan, you say could be waiting on news of some sort of the fact that minus 10 on and ape is minus 1%. Crazy. Yeah, it's fishy. They're gonna wait to the last minute. They're gonna wait to the last minute to make whatever move, and then from there it'll give them reason. Because the idea, the way this, a lot of the time the way this works is a lot of institutional money and a lot of people, in my opinion, what I've seen over the last several years, is the concept has always been short the pops, right? Short the pops. You see a pop, you short it. So if there's a big move, the idea is go short, because a fence that goes up fast comes down fast, right? And that's kind of the mentality they have behind it. If there's no real structure behind the move, most likely it's coming back down. So I'm not saying it's the safest way to do it, but when you have millions and billions of dollars behind you, you know, you have influence. So other people that see that you're taking that type of a stance, they're gonna follow. So a stock that gets ripped up by 10, 20, 30% in one day, the move is to try to short it back down, because guess what? If big money jumps in that way, what are you gonna do? You're gonna follow big money, and big money follows big money, and then they'll take a stock a 30% run and they'll dwindle it down back to -10, just because that's where buyers get the most euphoria, and they play off the euphoria, and that's where you get bag holders created. So that's why we always say never chase. If you're chasing a stock, it puts you in a bad position to lose. So if it's already made its move, you're better off not even getting in, because of the fact that you pose a risk to yourself to actually lose on the move. So if you missed it, the point is to do what we're doing right now. And this is why we study, you know, the way stocks move. We study Wyckoff methodology. We study Elliott wave analysis. We study all different types of, you know, analysis, harmonic types style trading, Fibonacci's. Is to catch the moves before they happen. Can that pose a risk as well? Yes, it can. Of course, any investing poses risk. The point about it is to know, to try to catch the move before it happens, so you can be on the winning side of the game. We look at tape reading. We look at, you know, liquidity areas. This is the reason that I have these buy and sell zones, as well as order blocks and things like that. So there's ways to know where it's going to go and where buyers are stepping in. If some people prefer to go the route of doing options flow, which is another way to do it. My opinion is the charts proceed, but some people think that the money proceeds. You know, it's like which comes first, the chicken or the egg. You know, but everybody has their edge, and that's basically how it works for everyone else. So the point of the matter is to try to be in the position to catch the move before it goes, rather than after. Because if you're catching it late, you know, you wind up being the sucker in the room. And I hate to say it that way, but that's what happens. If you know, the old saying is, if 30 minutes goes by, an hour goes by, and you can't spot the sucker in the room, that means you're the sucker. I hate to say it that way, but that's what happens a lot of the time. We can't put ourselves in a position to be the ones that actually lose on moves up. So we need to understand what they understand, see what they're seeing, and put ourselves in place to get the opportunities to make money to the upside. And that's the best way to win. And then second of all is to protect ourselves to the downside, which is stop losses. Stop losses, stop losses, stop losses. There's so many people that didn't have stop losses on the move up that got caught up in the hype, and a stop loss wasn't in place, so they didn't benefit from the move down. Well, not benefit from the move down, but at least protect themselves from all this downside that we've taken on AMC stock. You know, we're all guilty of it to a degree. I'm not going to say that you know, I'm any better than anyone else in that case. However, stop losses were important in that situation. So these are the moves you need to be aware of and watch for. So yeah, as far as after hours is concerned, it should be a crazy move that comes up. I'm not turning away from that. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. It's going to happen on their time, and The short the pop mentality is going to be there. It's a possibility it gets shorted back down right after the split. You know, it's very possible because they don't have to cover. It'd be nice if they did, but they don't have to. They'll find a way. SPY is still kind of lollygagging around that 436 area. 436.60. It's going to eventually break down. I don't think it's going to move up. It's not getting as much volume as it should. But be very careful if you're taking a position on this thing right here in this spot. It's struggling, but I do still see a lot of buyers waiting down here to buy it. No buyers in this area. But this is the pinball location. 437.80, 436.20. But my bet is more toward the downside. Yeah, Ape is trying. It's trying to get a little legs under, a couple legs on there. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ape is starting to make a little move. Let's see, we got a 920. What's this? A 921 cross to the upside on Ape. Some volume actually starting to come in on Ape. Hold on. Hold on now. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Ape is getting a little spicy. AMC's coming down lower. Now they're gonna start going opposite each other, so they're gonna dump AMC. And Ape is gonna start to get the run. Here's the move. It's happening. It's happening. Let's see. Ape is starting to get some big volume coming in on that 921 cross. It has crossed above the 200 moving average on the 3-minute. Let's see about how the yeah. Here comes Ape. Ape's gonna start moving. AMC's coming down. 232 on 8. There goes the move on 8. Look at that candle. Candle's getting vicious right now, up 2%. They're going to start moving inverse to each other, but big volume is actually starting to prepare on Ape here. Big volume coming in. Look at this. 232 on Ape, up 2.21% on Ape. Look at this. How SPY looking? SPY's gonna. I'm expecting SPY to start coming down now. Remember, they move inverse to each other, so the move is being made on Ape or AMC in general. Generally, the SPY starts tumbling. So, yeah, let's go. So AMC has lost the uptrend. It's now playing 350. It's looking for that double bottom we talked about a little while ago. But Ape is about to start making its move. That's 233 on Ape. Let's take a look at Ape real fast to see what kind of targets. I'll check you out, Nathan. Hold on 1 second here. Oops, I typed in the same thing. We got two. We do have 222, which was broken. We talked about that one last week. AMC is going to most likely come down for 320 double bottom once again. There's Ape at 235. 235 is pushing on Ape as far as the targets there. Let's see. I'm expecting 245 as the next target. 265 next target if we break 240. So 240, then 265, and after that I'm looking at $3 and then $335. So we'll see. But Ape is starting to pick up. There's a 4% move right here on Ape. Here we go. Ape, AMC is just slicing through all my buy orders here, just coming down hard. So Ape is going to start really pushing now. Ape is really starting to get ready to push. Let's see what we got. AMC still coming down, pushing through all the buy orders that we had set up here. Zero liquidity left right now until we get down to 320. It's really coming down here, which is most likely going to be transferred into AMC, into Ape. high selling volume on AMC right now. Wow. Let's see here. So remember, targets I have on the upside for ape are going to be 240, followed by 265, then $3 flat, and I'm looking at 333. Next targets after that. Wow, what a wick though. All right, let's see. We'll let this thing go. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but they're trying to keep this thing contained here. Boy, did I miss out on Moderna. Woo. Well, shares I'm good. Shares we're looking real good. Shares is all right out here. Did anybody get into Moderna in the group? Way of trading group. Did you guys anybody jump into that Moderna call from last week? We talked about it when I was going long on it. I want to know if anybody was able to jump in. Man, Moderna is running up almost 10% on the day. Yeah, Patrick, they are killing it. AMC is a live crime scene. Hey, anybody take that spy play? Anybody on YouTube? Anybody jump in spy? Because right now it's dumping. You should be making some money right now. I told you guys. So if anybody jumping in that spy play, it did break the area of 436.60, and now it's pushing down while we're sitting here watching AMC. Like I said before, they move inverse to each other. So if you got in that spy play, you should be making some money. Some money to go and buy some more shares. Turn that right back around. So that was a free one out there. We just threw that one out, and it's printing. Easy spy play, easy money. If it doesn't hold here, if it doesn't hold in this area, could have got 1 DTEs, even 0 DTEs. You'll be up crazy right now. We caught that ever since about 437. The spy is down roughly about $1.50. So I should have jumped in, but looking at a couple different things. But Moderna, wow, that was a miss. There goes Tesla moving back down. If it doesn't hold here at 224.74, I'm expecting it to have some more downside. It is in zone of reversal here in this major area, so I'm looking for a 921 cross to happen. The 21 is the yellow line, the 9 EMA is the blue line. Once they cross below each other, I'm expecting it to come down to about 220. So it will be a short on Tesla. I mentioned this earlier on, so if you got in that Tesla play, you would have been nice too. But it's going to be a full short, in my opinion, if it breaks 224.74. And it should get a full 921 cross on the 5 minute to the downside. And it should be a short. But we'll see. It might try to bounce a little bit on that area, 224.74. MACD is still low, but if it doesn't bounce there, look out for more downside back to 222. The SPY is probably going to come down lower as well. Apple's failing. If it fails here, it's going to most likely go to 172. Yeah, 240, 265, and then 3 flat. After 3 flat, I'm looking for 333. That's all on Ape. But Ape is basically right now, Brick is, well, it's shot back down again. This is a different move. But there goes AMC coming down hard now. Well, it's trying to hold. Being that Ape is starting to get a little bit of sell pressure. But as one goes up, the other one comes down. That's just we're back into that type of move now, just in order for them to maintain in my opinion, it's just the market cap at this point. That's why you're seeing a trade-off between liquidity from one to the other. on the charts. But this is all algorithmic. This is not true price action. I mean, look, it's literally the same pattern between here and here, just inverse of each other. You got this M style move and then downward. You got an M style move and then upward on 8. So it's just a liquidity trade, and they're just trying to maintain the market cap, which is what they're going off of. Even the volume is the same. So we're gonna see, but 8, we're looking for it to break out of this channel, this upwards channel or ascending triangle from the run up, the prior run up, and then from there we'll see what it wants to do. And also, which also correlates with the top of the bull channel that it's been in, or the larger bull channel since it was created. So that red line I have here on the top is the top of that bull channel, and if it breaks out of there, we'll be back in squeeze territory. So 240 almost did it in pre-market, came back down, retested, and it was pushed back down to the midline of 222. It looks like it's a reaccumulation to push through to the next phase, and then we'll be starting to make our way towards 265 that I have marked here, another one of my green lines. It should act as a very strong resistance, very similar to 222, the way that happened for the last several days. And inverse of that, AMC 320 to the downside, that green line, I put it there for a reason, so it's for quick understanding of where we are, but AMC is coming down to that 320 level. We're gonna watch that happen in real time. I mean, it's just slicing through all buy orders right now on AMC, because right now Ape is the one that's getting the attention, so just how it is. Now if 320 breaks, we're looking at it for it to get a little nasty, but we'll see. Yeah, the OBV is crazy on these things. AMC is now at a 20%, almost a 20% negative day. Goodness gracious, these guys are something else. All right, SPY. What are you doing? SPY's trying to recover. It did get a nice, very long wick on that 5-minute candle. It is looking like it wants to reverse here, but we'll see. Buyers are very weak in that area. Very long wick, a lot of buying, high volume. Could mean the end of a trend, which was a downside trend. Could possibly mean the end of a trend, and we start seeing a reversal back to the upside. So in this right here, this high volume push above the moving average on the volume, would, if you were playing puts, this would be a signal to potentially get out. So if you did take that put trade idea, I'd be looking to probably exit here. Don't get too greedy on it. Take your profits and go, because right now we're not in a position to be giving more money to these market makers. So pay attention on that. So if you did take that put idea, the 445s or 446 puts, I'd be out of those SPY calls right now. If you do want a little bit be a little risky, I'd be, trim, take some profit off the table and let it run a little further. It is possible if it breaks this area of 436.12. If it doesn't hold and pushes underneath this order block, which is at 436.03, potential to come all the way down to 435.22. But it looks like it's possibly breaking, so make it place your bets, call your bets on this one. Shorty scared of reverse DRS. Allows AMC to make money and kill short thesis, then possibly get a type squeeze. That's absolutely right. I totally believe that. If they can pull it off where they get the liquidity they need in order to pay off their bills, which is what they've stated that they're going to do with the money, of course that would be exactly what they need. And then there would be no short thesis. You got to remember that it's a situation of being choked out of capital puts them in position to possibly go bankrupt, right? Shorts win, shorts get out. They basically now have all their money in their pocket and they don't need to pay taxes on it. So it'd be a win. Company goes out of business, and that's that. But hopefully they don't go that route. Hopefully they can really save themselves and actually do the right things to push out of it. But these are the risks we run in trading in general. Trading, holding long term, whatever the case may be. But the only defense is to understand what's happening as best as we can. And move accordingly. That's right. $3 would be $30 at post split. Exactly. So that's exactly one of the theses is out there. Now you're starting, and once they release shares into the market, this is exactly what happened in the other squeeze territories that we're in back in January and June. Shares released into the market. The wolves come out. They all fighting over whatever meat has been thrown out amongst themselves, and you get a squeeze. And that's kind of where we are. You know, I've already shared the different locations that are squeeze zones and velocity zones on the stock. If the volume has been released, it's just a matter of, well, to a degree anyway. Right now, they're still in that fight for my life territory. But yeah, the volume is there. The volume can start to show itself once you start breaking those levels. But right now, it's just unfortunately to the downside until things change. Yeah, Marv. I'm looking for a double bottom now. If it goes to 320, I'm buying more. I'm buying more. Not financial advice for anyone else who's listening, but I'm just talking to one of the group guys in the Way of Trading group. Yeah, it's I'm buying more at that point personally. So I'm at 350. I was waiting for it to come down and try to retest it. Well, see how it operates there. We'll see if we get a nice reversal possibility there. But I'd be looking to buy more at the double bottom personally. 320, 318, somewhere. It's going for it now. Goodness gracious. We're down to what, 20%, and we got no halts. These guys are special, man. I tell you. These guys are absolutely special. High volume sell-offs. Ape is actually not even making the move that I would expect for it to be making. This is critical. SPY is coming down. It did break that level, so SPY, I'm expecting SPY to go and hit 435.22 to the downside. Yeah, so we're waiting for SPY to come and hit 435.22 to the downside. So puts is still the move. Let's see here. So we're looking crazy. Looking crazy. I spent, oh boy. All right, let's see what else we got going on here, cuz man, I tell you, AMC can really take your attention off some other things. It has that effect on you. It's like you start throwing your other plays and TA out the window. You can get really enamored in AMC. This is how you know you've been involved in for a while. I'll tell you, man. The last 2-3 years have been nuts in terms of just watching this thing play out in so many different ways, so many different people, so many different twists and turns and news bits. And this is going to cause a squeeze, and that's going to cause a squeeze. It's incredible to watch it all unfold. And I probably can remember every single piece that came out to Ape Fest or Chad or who's this new guy, Ethan, and oh boy, it's just incredible, man. I really try my hardest to not pay attention to it. I'm more about the charts, and that's how I play. However, you almost can't escape it if you turn on Twitter. It's all over the place. So believe me, I know every piece, ins and outs about everything that you guys probably know and probably been through as well. So whatever it is, I'm on it. But again, the charts is my weapon. That's how I operate this thing. That's how I play. And if I can make some money in the meantime on the options game, on AMC or on other plays, and go back into my longs, that's how I operate. There was a ton of money made on this play from a lot of people in the markets. Big money, definitely. They've rode this thing all the way down, and there's eventually gonna be a time where they're gonna ride it all the way back up. We just want to make sure that we're on the bottom to catch that move, and this is why we study. And right now, in my opinion, we're in the end game. Yeah, Daniel, in my opinion, I definitely still do. That's still my targets. That's what I'm watching for. This, in my opinion, is a spring test. That's all it is. I'm looking for a double bottom right now. So I do still expect that higher move into the 20 region, not too far from now. I'm talking about September, October for a higher push into that 20 region. This is a spring test in the schematic. And I'm looking for that 20 test coming soon. Next couple of months. All right, John, I see you. Got the buy order for 20. Wait for the sweep. It's gonna sweep it. I'm pretty positive on that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting to actually catch it there too, because everybody's watching at the same place. We caught it last time. I'd imagine it's gonna do the same move. Now the only thing, it looks like they have a little bit more ammo on their side here to short, because that short this morning was crazy. Again, I talked about this move, these candles, these bars on high volume. Yeah, they found some shares somewhere. I don't know if they just created a couple more, but they found them. So, and they're unloading them. They're unloading them here at the retest of this underside of the underside of this area as well at 370. Unloaded a couple more, but they found some ammo, and they're using it. It's almost like they have unlimited liquidity. I don't know, unlimited shares to throw at us. So, but that would basically be a full distribution after that move up. 320, 318, 315 was hit in pre-market, came up. You have 1, 2, 3, an up thrust, and now we're basically in last point of supply. So if 320 does not hold, we're looking at possibly 3 or lower, but we'll see. Let's double check and see what kind of orders are looking here. But they're doing all of this. It's now seems to be sped up in my opinion, and it looks like they're gonna try and make moves before the reverse split. On the 15-minute, we are now in a price reversal zone. As I mentioned before, 320 is what it is. From a harmonics perspective, we are in price reversal zone off of a bullish bat pattern, is what this is called. So this area is PRZ. You can see a ton of orders are still waiting in this area. 320. The lowest is possibly even 322 with a possible sweep before coming back down. But 322 is going to be a heavy location. So we'll see. Let's see what these guys are willing to do. So yeah, Daniel, I'm still expecting this move to occur. It is still following the Wyckoff Spring schematic, just a secondary test. It was a little premature, but this is actually the real one in my opinion. All right, let's see what else we got here. Still coming down. AMC is in price reversal zone. It's not really concerned there. Ape still trying to figure out what he wants to do. Yeah, I don't care about fractals, my guy. That's beautiful, but in my opinion, hey, listen, if that's what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I'll say anything is possible. Yeah. I don't particularly follow fractals, but I mean, history can rhyme. We've heard that. We've heard that conversation or that argument before. I'm gonna remove my lines here just to. Nope, keep my indicators, but get rid of my drawings. Just keep this as used as a go harmonic for now. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see, Ape. Ape is in a swan, bearish swan on the 15-minute chart. So this is how we're gonna rock it for now. Let's see about any liquidity on Ape. Ape is right now just hanging around. Needs to hold 227. We'll see how it moves. So let me just reply to this message.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free.
Italy, I mean, it's possible. Anything right now is possible. I'm watching right now for 320 to hold. If 320 doesn't hold, it is a possibility for a sweep down to 303, even possibly lower. But if they're doing that now, that just gives me more belief of where we are. It gives me more belief in where we are. A minus 21% day off of nothing. That just gives me more what's the word, conviction into where we are, exactly where we are right now. So my schematic hasn't changed. It's the same. It's been the same. It's going to continue to be the same based upon the Wyckoff schematic that we're in. I'm expecting us to start seeing a bounce right now. We haven't sliced through this order block on the 15-minute time frame. We are in price reversal zone on a harmonic level. I'm ready for us to start climbing back up little by little. If we do break through 320, it's possible, but they're going to give it everything they got going into reverse split. And it's apparent right now. Here we are. We're right now for 321, 320. We are going to try to test it. Let's see how this thing holds up at 320. Is there going to be a double bottom, or are we looking for a lower low? Are we looking for a lower low? Are we going to hit are we going to hit the 2 up? There's the 318, which is what we hit in pre-market. Actually, we hit 315 in pre-market. Let's see if we get a lower low. That will be a full-fledged distribution on AMC, which is now a negative 22% day. Unbelievable. Somebody's looking like they're getting ready to cover. I'm just saying. Now I'm getting excited. Oh, we got a lower low. Here we go. Somebody's getting ready to cover. We're going to 280. I am buying under 280. I am buying, not financial advice, but I am buying. Let's go. I was waiting for this. Let's go. This is exactly what I was waiting for. Come on. I'm going in hard now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see 280. Go for it. Somebody's getting ready to cover. Let's go. I'm ready. I just loaded the account. What's up? Matter of fact, hold on a second. This is crazy. Mine is 25% off of no news. Come on. If it hits 280, I'm setting a buy alert right now. Not financial advice, but I am buying. Let's go. Do it. Do it. It's sliced through all order blocks right now. All my orders have been sliced through. All right, they're gonna go for it. Let's do it. $308. That's on the daily. 308 off of a butterfly pattern. Bullish reversal location. All right, let's see. All right, you guys, they're playing. Let's do this. Yeah, definitely a crazy day, Divine. Look at that. It just erased the entire move we had up, which is it looks as if it's a rejection off of the 9 EMA on the daily chart. This is a complete bearish engulfing candle. Ate up the entire 320 move down. So if there's any question of what's about to happen, this will answer it for you. Holy goodness, yo. Oh, let's go. I'm excited right now. I don't excited. This is what. Okay, I'm ready. If it goes under $3, I am putting a bag on this thing. I'm not even gonna play options for the rest of the day. Let's go. That is funny, yo. SPY 435 to 67 right now. QQQ is falling through. Broke through the 200 moving average. AMC looking to try to bounce here at 315. Oh man, you're gonna make me have to sell my dog to get me some more shares. Keep playing with me. I didn't get the. I got some that set at 240, at 280 as the order, buy order. I'm also set up here to potentially buy at 315, which is the bottom of the last move from a couple days ago. So we'll see how it actually plays out here. But we are in price reversal zone, in my opinion. On the 2-day mark, we are in price reversal zone. On the 3-day mark, we are an area for a potential run, a bounce play. I need it to happen here. RSI is all cooled off from everything else that took place the other day. Yeah, I'm buying more here. Let's go. Be careful if you're going into any options. Ape is just getting mauled, down 6% at 212. That whole move has all been erased. What the hell? That is crazy. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. That's it. They want to do it. Let's do it. That's it. I still do. This is the last, in my opinion, this is the last ditch effort. Everything now has been squeezed, has been shortened. The time, in my opinion, has been shortened in order to fit the time frame that they have on this move. Bottom line, that in my opinion, this is exactly what took place. I'm gonna have to, let me just shut my other positions down. Hold on a second. What am I? Where am I right now in my positions? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to close out Pan W. Pan W, I was up 75% on those calls. So I'm out on Pan W. That was the last thing I had open. All right, guys, in the group, Pan W, I'm closing, in the Way Up Trading group, I'm closing out the Pan W calls from earlier today, this morning. So those were up 75%. And K-View, I'm gonna let that ride for a little bit. We're gonna leave because it moves pretty slow on K-View, so we're gonna let that ride for a little while. Yeah, it looks like they don't, Nathan. It looks like they don't want either of them moving. They're holding both of them back. But the 3-day is all I need to see. Still, even let's look at volume on a 3-day time frame. 3-day time frame. So far, the buying volume is still trumping the selling volume. A lot of effort to push this thing down, but it has not been able to top with the upside push. So in my opinion, we are still in bullish territory. This is bullish reversal, call it. But wow, they just went aggressive though. A minus 25% day is not a small feat. Wow. Let me just check my ADD position out. Yes, ADD is actually a real ticker. Not just a condition. Up to 127. Waiting for this to start to make its little run. $127's been holding. AMC down 307. We're looking right now to go sweep 280, guys. So 280 might be the move down. Yep, somebody's getting scared. Somebody's getting scared. Somebody's prepping. It's not going to zero. Where we going? The stock is not going to zero, guys. Where we going? Oh man, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. What else we got here? It is not for the faint of heart. This is, and yeah, definitely, Nathan. This is definitely January vibes. Unfortunately, I wasn't in on January's move, but I was there for June's. I wasn't paying attention to the stock at the time. I jumped in right afterwards. My first share purchase, I believe, was on February 1st of 2021. I hadn't had AMC in my portfolio at that time. It might have been in my ETFs or something like that. I'm not even 100% sure, but I didn't have AMC directly as a common share. So my first purchase was on the I believe February 1st, and that was a purchase. I think I was in the 15 range or something like that, and basically held ever since. And just been adding and so on. So I've been through all of the phases. I think when we ran up, by the time we ran up to the 72 mark, I think my average was in the 8s or something like that. But it was a nice run up. Let's see what you got. What does that say? Nathan says it's went up. You go up against big money. They played shorts to bankrupt AMC, and retail came in and said, nope, exactly. Exactly. I mean, they thought it was going to be easy prey. All right, and It's obviously not. Now it's almost as if somebody's ego is bruised in this case. So now ego's bruised. So now they're like, all right, we're gonna teach them a lesson. So now they're making it hard on folks that maybe not be able to stomach it. But this is why understanding technical analysis is important, in my opinion. I mean, there's other parts to understand as well, but we've been in this long enough. You know, as just speaking from a retail trader perspective, retail has now been in this long enough to understand the movements of what's happening, or at least put some time in learning how this stuff goes. So at least be prepared on that front. And right now, this is opportunity of a lifetime. A second opportunity of a lifetime if you missed the first one. So this is how springs work. You catch a spring, and I think we're about to catch a spring in a little bit. I don't think there's much time left. Look at this rebound, back up to 320. This is a rebound right now. We got going on. They have now pushed it into into zone of reversal, as I mentioned, on the 3-day time frame. I don't know how fast this rebound is going to be, but it's going to be a rebound. They may just rip this thing right back up, or they might just do it over time. But like I always say in the videos, I believe the move is going to be fast as far as the upward move, and it's going to be a time that no one's expecting it. And you're just going to wake up one day, you see 30 bucks, or in this case, 300, depending on when it happens. And that's what I'm looking for. It'll be a quick move. And like I keep saying is, you don't want to be stuck like a deer in headlights when that move happens. You want to be prepared and watch it, because the way to here come the orders coming in now to start to support the upward move. So they're starting to show up. You saw that box just appear right here on screen. And that's what I'm talking about. So we had a low today of 305. Crazy. $321 looks like it's recovering nicely. That's what I'm talking about, Marv. Marv just bought another 350 shares of AMC, my man. Let's go. 350 shares of AMC. Let's go, man. Please tell me something positive. Don't worry. It's gonna go to zero. How positive is that? Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I got some guys in the group losing it over here. Don't lose it. So Nathan says, so Will, when the reverse split conversion happened, what happened with my cost basis? Because I still hold a crap ton of 8. Well, your cost basis, well, it depends on, first and foremost, you got to math it backwards to when you actually first picked up your shares of AMC, and then you're gonna have to work the math backwards. But in terms of your actual cost basis, or what your new share count is going to be, you have to do the 110 reverse split, then do the second 110 reverse split on your ape shares, add those two together, and then from there you have to add in your dividend on your ape shares. Not dividend, excuse me, your awarded shares, which is based on the settlement. So I believe it's 7.5 to every one ape. So that's what you would receive as your settlement. So there was, I think I posted this the other day. I gotta find that link again to send it out to you guys. You can use that to calculate your new share count. But then you have to have somewhere like an Excel sheet just to kind of track how much money you actually put into the account, and just use basic math to kind of find out where you are cost basis wise. This is going to be all over the place. When Adam Aaron was talking about 4D chess and 3D chess and all of this good stuff, he wasn't kidding, because a lot of people are confused on what their dollar amounts are. In situations like this, I try to make sure I track everything on an Excel spreadsheet, almost as part of just watching, my financials and things like that. So you got to kind of have an idea of what you put into the play, and then from there be able to do the best analysis of where you stand on whatever your potential drawdown on your equity is, and what price point you need to see in order to be whole. And then from there, decide whether or not you want to take your profits or not, or take your loss or not, whatever position you want to be in at that point. But again, personally, I don't see this being a stock that's going to just stay at $3 forever. It's not possible, unless there's some more corruption out there. But you never know. This is part of the risk of the stock market. However, I still see a lot of positivity going in this thing going forward, so I'm not going anywhere. Nope, OBV is not going down. I don't know if you watched one of my videos talking about the positive volume index. Positive volume is still in the same spot. Hasn't moved. Has done nothing. It's still there. So everything that I'm saying, everything we've already talked about in terms of the AMC share price, in my opinion, is still an inflated share price, a artificial share price, until it's all rectified. 308 hit perfectly on this butterfly pattern. So 308, we had a 305. Look, I'll just show you exactly this. This is just using harmonics in general, which is another form of investing, which uses Fibonacci extensions and patterns to know exactly where you are on a chart and schematic. We've already talked about Wyckoff. We've already talked about the order blocks. And then this, again, you've probably seen me use the harmonic style patterns as well. And if you see here, this is on the daily chart, just based on today's action. 308 was the harmonic optimal target. We hit 305. We're in a zone of reversal. If it comes down to 280, if you look a little closer, I have the bottom of this box. First, let me get rid of these. There's a reason that I have this yellow pattern that I drew out touching nearly the bottom of this white box. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's make these a little easier to see. There's a reason I have it there. The bottom, the corner of this white box sit roughly at about $2.80. This is a possibility, and I knew this. And even drawing this out, I knew it possibly could touch there. Didn't think it would actually do it, but it's actually doing it. So it's not off the table just yet. 280 is possible, but then from there, that would confirm the schematic, which has always been the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, which is the double bottom, or at least a retest of the macro spring. And then from there, you start to make a move up, which would put us the next, like I said before, next levels I'm looking at is to probably hit somewhere around the 8, which is again the top of this trading range, $8 to roughly about $10 and change, before coming back and retesting as a backup LPS and then start to go. Now, it just depends on how fast. I still have my targets here, date-wise. If you notice, 8/24. There's a reason I have 8/24, which is roughly about tomorrow's date, which is obviously the beginning of Thursday, which is the beginning of the reverse split situation. I have October 23rd of 2023. And the reason I have this here is this is the time frame I'm expecting to see the move up. It can happen sooner, which is somewhere in the end of September, like I mentioned, but I'm leaning towards an additional 30 days to start to make that move. At that point, obviously, we'd be in a reverse split situation already. numbers would change, but the chart will remain the same. We'd start to see the upward move based upon just a schematic into that range of high is possibly $10, back up LPS back to 7 or 8, then start to move towards the higher numbers, $14, $18, and then start to make our markup move from there, which would be the January portion of the squeeze. Now it all depends on how fast he issues shares, because we need shares to be distributed, to actually be given out in order for the dogs to fight over them, so we can start to make our upward move. The share dilution, not dilution, but the share offering, excuse me, are going to be what gives another catalyst for shares to be bought up, which brings in buying power, which brings in a move on the share price. That's what it's always been. It's been that since the January squeeze. It's been that in the June squeeze. It was that in every other squeeze after. Well, in just those two. The other ones are more technical, but this is the liquidity side of things. But the pattern we talked about, or the Wyckoff schematic we talked about, if you watch the past videos, they're all the same. Nothing has changed there. It's been that pattern ever since. I'm just going to post it real quick on the screen. Just one more time. This is, in my opinion, this is based upon studying Wyckoff accumulations. And like I mentioned before, I'll just pull up the pattern. Well, I mean, in my opinion, right now we're probably bottoming. This is bottoming, in my opinion. If we hit 280, that'd be a possibility. We're still in the zone for it, but we're probably bottoming now. I don't see another bottom after that. But I did set my chart up with an opportunity for it to see 280 at some point, and it looks like it's happening today. But I didn't expect it right now. That was pretty sharp decline. It's negative 25% day without any reverse split news or any court news or anything like that. But now you knock down Ape and AMC down to the downside. Like we said to the upside, somebody was lying. You remember the other day we talked about it, if you were here on Friday or Thursday, we talked about somebody lying to the upside. Well, somebody's lying to the downside right now. So if you're not in a position right now to be potentially purchasing, somebody's lying to the downside. I don't know which one it is, but somebody's lying. And right now, in my opinion, it's AMC. Right? It's Ape, excuse me. And I think AMC is about to see a nice move back up. It may not happen all in one shot, but the bounce is coming. Well, it's in my opinion right now, I think that AMC shouldn't have happened yet, but it's happening early. But it's not going to go further down than 280. I don't see 280 being no more than 280. I have this box here for a reason, and it was in order to see that potential downside move. But if it's going to hit it, it's going to hit it today or tomorrow, and then from there it's all upside in my opinion. So it'd be just bottoming, and then from there it's just go. It may not happen all in one shot, but it's go time. It'll be the signal, in my opinion, for institutions to flip long. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's not going to go to the company's not going to go to zero in the position that it's in. So it's not going to be something that goes to zero. So at some point you got to flip long. If the company's going to try to push it to 280, I think today would be the best opportunity for them to do it. Now, as far as which side is lying, I think right now AMC doesn't need to be this low, but it's gonna happen. It's happening today. Ape is looking like it wants to turn around eventually, which I'll double check Ape real quick. Ape is sitting at what, 212? Ton of buyers down here waiting. I don't know. It doesn't look like Ape is bearish right now, to be honest with you. It's just kind of crazy. They pushed it back down underneath the level we need to break. But right now I'm looking for a retest, possibly a 208, which would be a test of breakout on the daily chart. So 208, it's going to test a 9 EMA, which is, again, I think, John, we talked about it the other day, the smooth moving average. It's that gray line here on the daily chart. It's waiting to touch this, which also coincides with the 9 EMA on the daily chart, as well as a 23-hour chart. I keep the 23-hour chart in order for me to see after hours moves as well, which are important to watch. Some people may say otherwise, but I think that the daily chart and the after hours moves are important, just to kind of get an accurate description of how you chart. And that's where it's going. It failed. It basically double topped off the order block here. This is a double top rejection. So that's a bearish symbol, which is, again, a rejection off the top of this bull channel. So it wants to go and now and touch the midline, which is also lines up with the smooth moving average. So that's where the bounce will happen. I think that should be enough area for it to reaccumulate and then push a little bit harder through 222. But it may not happen as soon as we thought we were going to see it. So they basically just rug pulled everything until, I guess, right till the last minute, which is going to be right before a reverse split. I don't think AMC is going to stay down. It's just it needs to go down, but it's not going to stay down. Hey. Hot in here. All right, 210 on 8. There's the bounce here at 208 that we talked about. So we did get that bounce. That's right off the smooth moving average. That would be a perfect buying opportunity, not financial advice, at 208, in my opinion, to start to let this thing to turn around. So you'd be already bouncing back 8% day negative on 8. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Guys, I don't know about this. I had to take a quick little respite on this for a little bit. Be back on probably before power hour, probably going to the after book rebalancing, probably let's say around 1, maybe close to 2 o'clock on the 2 o'clock on the day. Check out the last 2 hours of the trading day, see if any other opportunities come up. But I'm gonna let this thing play out, because I think going into lunchtime they're gonna try and push it down probably a little bit more. But 280, it's very much still on the table here. So we'll see. 280 for AMC. I think 8 might have bottomed out at 208. If it goes a little deeper than that, that's bad, because then we'll be looking to play the bottom of the channel, which is definitely what we don't want to see. I think we'll bounce off of this midline of the bull channel, and we start to make our way back up. But we did lose that little bit of an uptrend today. Not the best situation, but it's where we're at right now. So. Yeah, I'm buying. I mean, again, not financial advice. If it goes down there, I'm buying. Bottom line. That's it. That's my reversal zone. Now, if it breaks 280 and goes lower, then that's a whole other story. I'd have to rearrange and reorganize my entire chart. But that literally is all I got on this. So pay very close attention to that area if it does go to 280. But that's my entire schematic. If it breaks below that and goes lower, I'd have to really go in and start to redo this whole thing again. But these are moves I expected to happen well in advance. Now, if it goes beyond this, new game. All right. Okay. John, you're talking about 185 on. Oh, okay, you're talking about 185 on 8. Well, yeah, 8 is. Let me go. I'm gonna put it on the larger chart real quick so we can take a look at it together. So ape, and take a quick little lunch break or something. This is crazy. Let's see, 8. This is the daily chart. Let me get 23 hours so we can look at the whole move. This was my expected move, which you did not get on 8. So let me just get this out of here. Let's look at this entire thing. This was my expected move on 8 if we would have run the way I was expecting us to after we got the news. We would have broken through, hit 265, found support above 265, hit the $4 mark, potentially find support on 330, run to 5, and then come all the way back down, which is basically a full markup phase, a very quick markup phase within that small time period that we have. But right now it's getting rejected. So we're getting rejected. I'm gonna go closer time-wise. And now we're back down here. We're back down to the midline of this bull channel. So that bull channel I showed you a minute ago, we played the tops and bottoms of this thing. Find our last point of support here, which is roughly about 168. The bottom of the bull channel. Got up, tried to break it, rejected. This is in after hours. Rejected. Came back, tested the midline, built enough strength to break over 222, which is that major area. Tried to break the bull channel again, rejected. So now we're back on top of this this midline. If we break the midline and we go below 208, I expect us to come all the way back down and test, yes, roughly about the 180 to 185 mark would be what it is. Over time, let's say, that would be the perfect location in my opinion. Now that'd be crazy to see that happen. We do have a line of support here, which is just about 188. So before seeing a move all the way down there to 185, we might potentially find some support midway, maybe about the 188, 187, 190 mark. But if we need to see how it reacts at 208. But if 208 breaks, expect it to come down much further and faster too. So right now we're like at a do or die level on 8. All right, we're gonna let this play out. Guys, I'm gonna be back for the afternoon session going into close. So I'm gonna check in with that. I'll post it up on Twitter when I actually jump back on. If you guys are following me on Twitter, so I'll post a link there. Also keep the alerts on YouTube if you don't have them on already. Hit the like, subscribe button if you're not already haven't already done either of those either. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing going, man. I'm gonna watch this thing really closely right now. I don't know if I'm gonna get into any other trades, but if I do see some opportunities, I'll put those out there as well for everyone. In the meantime, but right now it's it's one of those weeks right now. I think AMC is gonna start to take a lot of attention up. So I'm looking to start answering some questions and trying to see if we can map this thing out and pinpoint the time frames we're in, because right now we are in a crazy location right now. And just one more thing to share. Real quick, I'm just going to show one thing that this has only happened on 2 occasions. The Way of Trading Group, I did put this out to them, and they're basically already aware. But I think we're all starting to become a little bit, we're all becoming friends here on the YouTube page as well. But there's only one other time we've actually seen a move like this, and it's the same pattern, just a little bit more squeezed or more tightly wound up. Bear with me 1 second here. So I'll post this up for 1 second, and then that's it. Only 2 times in history have we been in this particular pattern on a 2-day chart. This is the Bullish Dragon pattern on AMC, and it's only been happened one at a time, which is pre-January of 2021. And we have never seen that pattern on any other location anywhere throughout the entire 3-year cycle that we've been in. And we are right here in that same predicament on the 2-day chart, ready to go. If this plays out, we're gonna squeeze. So I'll leave you guys with that idea, that thought, and I'll be back going into the close. All right, but that's basically where we're at now. I'm gonna keep a watch on this thing, see how things work. Check with you guys in a little bit. Once again, hit the like button, subscribe, keep the alerts on. I'm gonna post it on Twitter when I get back on, but we'll talk a little bit more, guys. All right, see you soon.